Yeah, so can we slow the development and progression of particularly neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease by manipulating the gut microbiome? This is certainly one of the major goals in microbiome science applied to human diseases. Good example, Parkinson's disease. We know this disease starts in many patients at the gut level. And if you want to know more about this aspect, I recommend to look at my first book, The Mind-Gut Connection, where I lay this out in great detail. But we know we have about between 12 and 15 years before these earliest changes at the gut level in the development of the neurological, destructive neurological changes that go along with Parkinson's disease. So if we can extend that window, let's say from 12, 15 to 30 years by an intervention, such as a dietary intervention with and I would say the best studied diet to this date are predominantly plant-based diet like the Mediterranean, then that would be a great advance in the therapy of this particular devastating disease. And the same hopes are now up in terms of Alzheimer's disease. You may not want to wait till the first signs of what's called mild cognitive decline happens, but I would say if you have any family member or have a family history of Alzheimer's disease, you may want to start this as early as possible, that you switch to a diet that we know positively affects the health of the gut microbiome and gut health, because there's increasing evidence that this influence over years, over decades, plays a role in either preventing or slowing the development of the disease. Now, once you have these diseases, once you have the crippling manifestations of Parkinson's or Alzheimer's, or multiple sclerosis is another disease, an autoimmune disease. Once you have the symptoms, it's much more questionable if the dietary interventions will have such a big impact. I would still recommend it to my patients, but there's much less evidence to date, if any, that you can actually slow the further progression if you have already the full-blown disease.